What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, season 13, episode 3, Off Key. Y'all, before I start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Y'all, make sure we are liking the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of it all, okay? All right. All right, y'all. So episode 3 opens back up with Rashida singing her song. Y'all know that song, the type of girl who wanna chew up on my bubble gum. Girl, when I tell you that bubble gum is dry, like the double bubble after you eat it for 5 minutes and you gotta spit it out. Don't nobody want you on that. Your husband barely want to chew on that. Anyway, Spice meets up with Rashida, and Spice talks about the argument that happened at the retreat. And of course, Spice decides that she still wants to play victim. Spice girl, get the okay? Just get out of her face. So Spice tell Rashida that Sierra want to take up for Bambi. She was like, she want to take up for Bambi so bad, but Sierra was with us. Like how she threw Rashida in there. She was sitting with us laughing about the diss track I made about Bambi. Or were you? So the both of the old bitches gloat on how they don't have no friends. Don't nobody want to be y'all friend. Okay, with friends like y'all, I mean, who needs it? However that saying go, with friends like y'all, who needs enemies? Anyway, Sierra, girl, if you did that, if you was sitting here kikiing with these old bitches, girl, you fake as, okay? I'm sorry, like, we gonna have to call a thing. But Sierra do give me, I'm fake. She's always giving me that. And I always try to give her in her voice the benefit of the doubt, okay? But, girl. Anyway, Rashida said it's been 10 years with Cannon, and her and Jasmine are now getting to a better place. Girl, we guess Rashida. She said she don't want Cannon to think that I don't like his mom. Rashida, you don't. You only tolerate her because you refuse to leave this bum-ass nigga. Am I right or am I wrong? Y'all let me know. Drop it in the comments. But at the end of the day, you don't really see it for Jasmine like that. You only doing it on the strength of your husband with the nose ring or the earring or whatever Kirk got in that Beijing. I don't know. Anyway, so we found out that Kirk and Rashida and their family went on a family trip. Cannon couldn't go at the moment because he was still in school, but when he was able to get out of school, Jasmine brought him on the family trip, and Rashida was like, girl, she couldn't even find her nowhere to stay. Again, why is this a thing? If y'all supposed to be co-parenting and being family, this is what happens. But you're trying to make this a messy moment because you're an old miserable, no rapping ass bitch. Okay? So she said, well, we had to put Jasmine in our other house. I was like, Rashida. So they had to put her in the back of the house or the other house, child. I don't know. So Spice didn't tell Rashida that I told you Jasmine wanted the you. So Rashida said, she was like, oh no, girl, she ain't getting none of this dry ass, rusty ass, dusty ass coochie of mine, okay? Sorry, she didn't say all of that. I told y'all. Anyway, next scene. Sierra, Jessica, and Onija. Y'all know Sierra was doing her Ghetto Girl Eats Reloaded podcast. Reopening. And she had Onija on there. Y'all know that's the lady that went viral who was a Muslim. And she went to Pakistan to marry that 18-year-old boy. And she was like, I want 50K and land. I wish I had that so I could play that on screen, but I ain't that techie yet. But y'all know what I'm talking about. She had them thin ass eyebrows that was going like this. And she wanted 50K in land. The audacity. But all right. Anyway, so Jessica ended up showing up, and she's technically, we find out that technically Jessica is in a poly relationship. And Sierra was asking her, so girl, when y'all do the nasty, do your coochie be hurting? Because, girl, Jessica said she divides her coochie. Okay, Jessica, girl, just, all right, girl. When I tell y'all, I like Jessica when I like her, but these are these other times where she's ditzy and weird as hell. Anyway, Sierra said she tells Jessica, they go off on the side and talk, tells Jessica that she calls Spice. Spice ain't taking her calls. Then Sierra tells her that she can be pregnant. Like, she didn't say pregnant. And she said she could be pregnant. And Sierra, like, the way she look in her confessional, she looked like she be high as fuck. Okay. So Kendra, in the next scene, Kendra meets with Yandy. Yandy is opening a new restaurant called Cliche. And then she said, you know what, we supposed to be excited about this restaurant. And the next day we see the vlogs and the blogs and everybody talking about her and Mendices. We really don't care, but we just gonna keep going with the storyline. So Kendra decided, hey, I'm gonna go check on Yandy because that's my girl. Kendra said that the rumors about her and Jock were claiming that they're divorcing, but aren't y'all divorcing? Anyway, let me just tell y'all this little tidbit when it comes to Kendra. I know Jock's name is just Seal, but sometimes, y'all hear me out. Sometimes I think she tried to make Jock stand out by calling him by his first name. Nobody calls him just Seal but her. I don't know. It's like you want him to change so badly, but Jock seemed like an alright dude. Like, he ain't what he used to be. He looked like he been on a straight and narrow, but baby, looks can be everything. All right. I also want to point out how all of these ladies, a lot of these ladies, are trauma bonding, and this is the only way they can pretty much get along, just by trauma bonding. Like, that's crazy to me. I just wanted to point that out. Shout out to my cousin. Anyway, Yandy is the only person who's Yandy was like, you know what? Everybody want to play with my marriage, and they, this, that, and the third. But Yandy, the only person that's playing with your marriage is the man you are sleeping with. He doesn't respect you. He has showed you that a couple times. Anyway, Yandy and Kendra, bond, I guess, on their flaky ass marriages. And I just want to say, because I do not like when people say, oh, you knew what you was getting into. No, that's not always the case. But when you get into the situation and you see people for their works, you are supposed to leave. You are not supposed to stay. But Yandy and Kendra, they kept staying, thinking that they stale ass pussy was going, I ain't mean to say that word, was going to change these niggers. Okay? They stale coochie was going to change these niggers. Y'all forgive me. I be trying to keep it clean. I'm going to have to do a disclaimer about my cousin. Okay? So Carly meets up with Spice. And Spice tell Carly, hey, I was concerned about you. I seen everything on the blog. And Carly, at this point, feels kind of weird for Spice to reach out to her, she said, because they had not talked in a while. So she said, after, Spice reached out, she's sitting there with Spice, and she realizes, I'm just going to come and hear her out. Because Carly kind of low-key don't trust it. So Carly, for me, I feel like Carly should not trust Spice with her information. In that moment, it felt like Spice was being disingenuous, like this was just a scene that production told her to go shoot with Carly. Now I feel like she could have been genuine, but I don't feel like she was. So Carly was like, listen, I'm just a hopeless romantic. No, Carly, you keep attracting these raggedy ass, trash ass niggas. And I really think Carly needs to seek some type of help and figure out what is happening. Like, what is happening? And why do you feel like you need somebody? Like, Carly, it took me a long, I'm not really a huge fan of Carly, but Carly has always shown me that she has been an old ass pick me. All right? Sorry, y'all. I hope I'm not being harsh in these reviews, but Carly has displayed pick me over the years. Now, I will say this. She has gotten a ring, but she has never made it down the aisle except for that one guy. The other one that was hitting on her. And that's another thing. These last couple of relationships, these men are hitting her. So instead of you trying to maybe rekindle with somebody else or find somebody else eventually, you really need to do some soul searching. You really need to delve into some real life professional help. Like, I'm telling y'all, Carly looks dead behind the eyes. Like, that lady has not found her happy. And that is very concerning. And then you, on top of that, you have all that unpacked trauma. I'm sure of it. And then on top of all of that, you are still on a national syndicated television show. Like, at some point, and then you possibly could be facing jail time. So at some point, you have to figure some shit out, like in real life. Anyway, Carly said that the dude went with her, the one she was with, went with her to get IVF treatments. Carly, at your big old age, you should know that a lot of these people are trash, and they will tell you what they need to hear until they can get what they need from you. Anyway, Cardi said she didn't want to tell Spice her information, and you should not have told her anything. Spice is not to be trusted. I just hope that Spice don't throw this in her face towards the end of the season. But for some reason, I feel like it's gonna come. That's all. Anyway, so Spice sit there and she really crying in real tears, and I want to say that to me made it feel a little bit more genuine. Carly said that, she missed their friendship. And I think it's one of those situations with Carly, like, I don't have nobody. I feel like I don't have nobody. Nobody's in my corner, so I have to hold on to what little I have, and whatever little Spice, little breadcrumbs Spice is giving, Carly is going to take that because she need that. And that's upsetting. That right there, that's sad. That is upsetting. Like, I know she not cool with everybody, and that could be, based on her, based on them. It was a whole lot that happened throughout these years. But I just don't think Spice is genuine. Not like Rennie Rucci when it comes to the relationship with Carly. Anyway, Carly tells Spice, don't cry or you're going to make me cry. And she tells Spice, that she's been holding back a lot of tears. And I really need Carly not to do that. Do you know the amount of trauma you hold in your body? The lack of release you are not giving yourself because you don't want to cry. Like, I feel like you just got to hit her in her back like that. Not in a volatile way, y'all. But just hit her in the back like that so all that shit can come out. Like, you need all of that to come out. I'm just saying. So in the next scene, all the ladies show up at Queen Key Showcase. Y'all know that was the lady who rapped last week. Was it last week? We met her last week through, I thought it was Jock or Scrappy, but we did meet her last week. She said this has been her year that she's been receiving all of her flowers, and she seemed like she's a big deal. I've never heard of her, but the ladies know Kendra seemed like she's a huge fan. Erica said she finally met Queen Key in person. And then, they're just standing around talking. Rennie walks up to Erica, hugs her, and speaks to her. Jasmine is there as well. And Jasmine asks, well, when did y'all make up? And they was like, we made up at the retreat. And so Jasmine was like, what retreat? And I wasn't invited to the retreat. Why wasn't I invited? Girl, because you're not that girl like that. So I guess, Jasmine, I don't know, baby. I don't know why you wasn't invited, but probably because what's her name? I don't know. Because look like you all right with your sister wife, Rashida. Okay? I don't know. So anyway, Spice and this damn new narrative of her not wanting to be the bad guy. Girl, Spice. Anyway, Queen Key, we found out she moved from Chicago to Atlanta, and she moved with her tribe, and she also has triplets. And she said she got triplets on her first time being pregnant, and they are very cute. She also said Atlanta reminds her of Chicago. It's just that the people are much nicer in Atlanta. But of course, that's Southern hospitality, Anyway, Spice, raggedy ass, said in her confessional that basically, sorry y'all, she said in her confessional that she wants Queen Key to work with real artists. Of course, that was shade to Bambi, but you don't want to be the bad guy. But you still insist on being a bitch, okay? Anyway, and basically to be careful of the girls. And I'm just looking at her like, Spice, girl. Anyway, Spice asked Yandy, are they good? And are we friends? Are we good? Because I guess she felt like Spice is in the middle of this thing between her and Rashida. And Spice was like, yeah, But I was just want to let y'all know. I didn't write down the entire conversation. But I would like y'all to know how Yandy was talking to Spice. And Spice never piped up. I just need y'all to take note of that. Anyway, Sierra walks over to Spice and Yandy, and at this point, Sierra is kissing Spice's ass. Alright? And Spice is definitely handing her botched ass for Sierra to kiss. And I'm just looking at Sierra like, girl, what are you doing? So she was telling Spice, I would never talk about you in front of Bambi. You can ask Bambi. I've never said a word about you in front of her. And so Spice asked Sierra, well, did you tell Bambi you was laughing at the diss track that I wrote about her? Sierra said, yeah, but it felt like cap to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So Spice felt like Sierra was being two-faced. And if I can recall, I thought Sierra only thing said was, hey y'all, we gotta stop talking about what we have, basically what we have and what we don't have. That was it. I don't think I seen her really. I think that's all she said, y'all. And if I missed something, y'all let me know, because I know I'm not tripping, and y'all know production does not show everything. So I don't know. So Sierra said to Spice, oh yeah, that's what I say. Sierra said to Spice that she never talked about her. And at this point, I would like Sierra to be like, girl, Spice, you. And it is very clear. It is very clear that Spice doesn't want to make it right with Sierra. It's very clear that Spice doesn't want to be her friend. It is showing. Like, you don't see that? Whatever. So this next scene, Selma Slim, y'all know that's 24 Hours wife. We met her last week. Jock, Queen Key, and Erica Banks. He wants those ladies to work together on his project. And I felt like it would have been a good idea. So Selma comes in first. She talked to Jock. She was like, who's coming? He was like, some friends. And she was like, okay, cool, bet. I'm I'm here for it, right? So when the ladies started to arrive, Selma was like, oh man, I really wanted, I like these ladies. Her vibe, her energy and her vibe was good. I would say that. So Jock asked if they can collab, and Selma said she, everybody wants to. But Selma told Erica, hey, I reached out to you on IG, but you did not respond because I really wanted to work with you because I like your style. I like your music. I like, So Erica decided to tell her, she said their sound, like our sound is different, and that is okay. All right. She said, basically, she wasn't really open to it. Selma said, is it because of whoever 1501 is? And Erica said, no. So Erica said, I didn't like her vibe nor her sound. And she said, if I will only work with somebody, it will be Queen Key. Besides the busted challenge, what has your baby bangs, that dry ass ponytail, and that nasty ass booty put out? I'll wait. I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't seen anything. I've seen her featured on this one song that I like. It's real inappropriate, okay? I know all the words, okay? I'm just saying, while you sitting here, I ain't see you post a AM video on my premium YouTube. I ain't see you on BET, MTV, VH1. I'm just playing. Y'all don't have that no more. I ain't see you on Cedar's World, Myth Hits, 106 in Park. We ain't even seen you on Rap City. Okay? And what was that other one that night that we couldn't watch? BET Uncut. Okay, we ain't see you on Midnight Soul. Bitch, stop playing with us. And stop acting like you up here. You mediocre at best. Especially with your rap. Well, I ain't talking about you as a person. You a nice person. But at best. Okay? You pissing me off. Anyway, Selma at this point was being real humble. They had that little back and forth tongue tussle. And she was like, Jock said, I'm sorry, y'all. Jock said Erica need a slice of humble pie. And I agree. Also, we notice how as Selma's trying to talk, get her point across, you keep cutting her off. Like, you have no beef with this lady. You had no beef with this lady. You just felt like you were better than her. To me, it feels like it's giving you're mad about this whole 1501 situation. I don't even know about it, but y'all, this girl, like, she have this, in my candy voice, superior stank attitude. Girl. Okay? Until I see you on all them shows and on my YouTube premium, shut up. So Queen was like, and okay, y'all, so I think I'm gonna like Queen Key, and I like Selma Slim. I actually like Erica, but when it comes to this unseen rap career, like at this point you giving me unsung and you ain't saying shit. When it comes to this rap career, this whole act like she boo. All I'm saying is, girl, stop. Anyway, Queen Key said, baby, I do a song with anybody. She said, I ain't scared. I do a song with anybody. So I just need her to. Jock was like, y'all need to get y'all together. And I agree. Like, and it's not really Selma. I can't put the onus on her. It's Erica acting like she Beyonce. Alright? So y'all, in the next scene, Carly has a warrant out for her arrest. And she was trying to call her daughter Jasmine. Jasmine didn't pick up the phone. Jasmine didn't show up for her mom. Jasmine finally picks up the phone and said that she was, handling her kid. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Jasmine has a kid. And I don't know much about this guy, but I don't think I heard great things about her baby daddy. I I would say I would check, but I'm not. I check out on these shows when they go off, y'all, in real life. So I'm so sorry. But Carly wanted Jasmine to, I need you to make sure I'm good. You could have came here to check on me. And Jasmine was really dry. Like, I don't know what that's about. We really need to explore that. What is happening with their dynamic? Why didn't Jasmine know that Carly was going through all of this? Carly was like, I always show up for you. But Carly, that is your kid. And I'm not saying Jasmine, ain't supposed to show up. But Jasmine said she did not know any of these things was going on. And maybe she read it on a blog and she probably was pissed off about it because you could have told me. Again, we don't know the specifics. I wish we did, but we just don't, right? And so I just kind of didn't like how it almost felt a little manipulative, how Carly was trying to guilt her because she didn't show up for her. And so I guess my question is, Carly, why didn't you tell Jasmine what was going on with you? Like, again, it's this stoic behavior that, girl, I'm telling y'all, that lady is a second away from being in a padded cell, okay? And I guess my other question is, what can Jasmine do? But I guess just being, sometimes it's not you physically needing to do something or doing something financially. Is sometimes just being there, just being next to a person, being in their presence, make them feel like somebody is in their corner. And I think Carly feels like nobody is in her corner. And I kind of feel sorry for Carly, y'all. And this is where the episode ended. So listen, y'all, tell me what y'all think in the comments. Sorry about my crassness. But and all I ask is that y'all be respectful and y'all be nice, and I will see y'all in the next video.